Good morning, good evening, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you might be doing. We wish to welcome you to the Silverlight Show. The Silverlight shines to illuminate that which lies hidden in darkness. For those of you tuning in today, we welcome you in. I was screwing around on Facebook Marketplace and I saw something I haven't seen for many years. It was an offer for a job at home, earning about $20 an hour, which isn't great, but at the same token, I always love to look at these things and find out what happens. And you're supposed to be packing stuff at home. Well, I know how this scam ran in the 80s and 90s. I didn't fall victim to it, but I was told by a few people they send you certain materials and you pack them and ship it back. And yeah, they would sit there and find every defect possible. Oh, the corners are not perfect. Oh, the tape isn't in the right place. It's supposed to be, wrapped to the left as opposed to wrapped to the right. And that was how they'd make their money by, paying you piecework and just denying that half your pieces existed. But I was curious because I've done packing, I've done repacking, you name it, anything in warehouse and packing, I've done it. So it caught my attention, given my extensive experience in that sector. I was trying to imagine what they would use to drop the material off and what they would use to pick it up. Yes, I have an idle mind sometimes. But what caught my attention is it said, we can start anytime, stop anytime. They're still advertising $19.20 an hour, but now I know it's too good to be true. Because packing, you need physical inventory. And whatever that inventory is, whether it's BBs up to iPads, you need to know the person you give them to is going to finish the work. So it said, click here. It advertised it was with some gentleman's name, but I'm relatively confident that individual does not exist. So I clicked through, and naturally it's a redirect. Well, I hovered over it beforehand. I knew it was a redirect. And yeah, my virus checking systems are good enough that I can afford a few hits. So I clicked through, and it came back with a survey with the possibility of winning, I think, $1,000 on Shine or Facebook, or a website similar to Shine, Shein. The first time it says, how many times a week do you shop? Less than 3, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, 10 to 12. Per week? Less than 3, I think, is most people's option. When you're starting to get into, more than 12, I have to seriously question what's going in your house. Everybody forgets an ingredient. I get that. You're preparing a nice roast or, rotisserie, whatever you have it, and you realize, I forgot the salt, the pepper, the whatever it is. Because, you got to shake the pepper. There's an archaic reference for you. So I accept people are going to probably be 3 to 5 times a week for most of them. But I decided to be honest because I don't really care if I get this job or not because I figure it's a scam. So I clicked no. Then it says, how many times have you brought from Shine? Shein. Never, to be honest. I don't begrudge anybody who does. I know virtually nothing about it. And I answered accordingly because usually you get to this point and it starts saying, sorry, you're not one of our required demographics. So, and then the third one, I forget what the third question, it was something along the same vein, like, have you ever used any of these before? Answer, no, to all of them. And I'm expecting it to come back and say, nope, you're not qualified. And it says, nope, give us your email and we're going to send you all these offers. Yeah, again, no, you're not getting that. But that's a lot of effort to go fishing. And really, You start off with this mysterious packing job that allows you to make money. Silverlight's no spring chicken. He's been around long enough to see these scams get recycled. And I admit, I've tried to do the Amazon Mechanical Turk thing before. It hasn't changed much in my opinion, so I was thinking maybe it's something like that. I don't see how that relates to packing, but maybe you're packing data. Maybe you're packing. I was hoping for something like that. Not because I need the money or I really want to do the job, but just something tangible. And no, it was just a way to, well, I imagine to get other people to sign up for whatever that discount was and whatever offers they're planning on seeing. Because, of course, this thing had the page that said, you know, we accept your information. We're going to keep it private. You may opt out any time, which is code word for we're going to spam your inbox with so much crap you're not going to know what hit you. The sad part, and I've said this before, and you know what? It's a Silverlight saying, so I will say it again. The sad part is these scams wouldn't exist if people didn't keep going for them. It's a truism, but it's there for a reason. People are desperate for money. A dollar does not go as far as it used to. Hell, it never has. My grandparents, they had $1. Are you kidding? They could buy a cold cut assorted sub, or the equivalent of, for 5 cents. So $1 was like you were rich for the week. My grandfather was fond of all that sort of things, and he would find a way to make it work if he could have. So would my grandmother. But these days, even $19.20 an hour, I'm suspicious. Something's wrong. And we should be saying, oh my goodness, this is a fantastic opportunity. But we become very jaded as internet users. These scammers have done us one favor, and that's made sure that we don't surrender our information, our money, and stuff like that until we check things out. The second it asks for your email, for your credit card, anything like that, you don't go through with it. I may have told this story before, but I don't think so. Not recently. Anyways, where I used to work, one of the drivers gave me a $25 prepaid Visa card. This is back 2014, 2015 or something like that. And at the time, I was able to invest in coin exchanges, not Bitcoin, but betting against the European dollar versus the US dollar, and betting which would be higher at the end. The only problem is you had no way of controlling how long your investment stayed in the system. Now, since it was found money, the guy gave it to me, and at the time, those Visa cards weren't as widely accepted as they are now. And I'm glad I didn't put a real credit card on the system, because the one, I think, maybe 3 to 5 minutes went by on the first transaction. And I was able to predict, I think the euro came out ahead of the US dollar. Great. Now, I'm not one of these people that wants to let things ride. But I thought, if it's 3 to 5 minutes, oh yeah, we can cycle through this often enough and I'll figure out patterns and we'll go from there. The second time it went for like 10 minutes. The third time it went for like 15 minutes. And each time, it's putting a dive every time you go to the end of this period. Now, I have no idea whether this is actually related to the real world exchange of euros and US dollars, or whether it was completely made up in the system. I suspect it was completely made up in the system. But like I said, the only reason I know about this is I had a credit card on it with money that I could waste. I would be scared if it hit up my real credit card, because when I checked, I'd only put about $10 on the system and they had emptied out my credit card, and I certainly didn't buy any extra credits. It was technically a new video game for me. So we want you to remember, be careful of your information. If it's too good to be true or too wild to be true, probably is, and it's best just to leave it alone. So, we wish to thank you for joining us for this episode of the Silverlight Show. If you enjoyed it, please like, share, because sharing is caring. Don't forget to click the icon that enables notification, and we hope you have a fantastic day.